I get up around 4 a.m. First of all, I pray, then I brush my teeth. After that, I go to the garden and I start hoeing up to 5:30.
Actually, I do go to the field at around 2 or 3 a.m. That's when I go to the field to do my farming. The reason behind this is that during this time, I'm alone in the field. No one will disturb me. This is the best time. It's cool. There's no sun, and
if we look at the statistics, 60% of Malawi's foreign exchange earnings come from tobacco. We're also looking at 12% of our population, Malawi's population, gainfully employed in the tobacco industry. But more importantly, in terms of statistics, 25% of Malawi tax base also generates from tobacco.
So anti-smoking will obviously have a terrible negative impact on the growth of our economy, more so on our small and medium-scale enterprises.
Malawi has been dependent on tobacco for a long, long time. It has got the support structures, it has the policies, it has the institutions, there's a lot of private sector investment into it, and the markets are assured. But the demand in the West has gone down.
The profit margins the farmers used to get, they're not the same.
The time Frank started farming tobacco, it was good. The prices were good, and he managed to send all of us to school.
in 1979, I got selected to secondary school. After completing my secondary school in 1983, I once worked for ADMAC. Later, I worked for Oilocom. After coming back, looking at the age of my father, the family sat down and said, you as the elder son, you are going nowhere, you have to stay with dad here. Since then, I've been tobacco farming.
Tobacco basically is in most Malawian farmers' blood. Some of them have been growing it for years.
On average, this is a person with a small piece of land, 0.2 of a hectare, normally uses a hoe to produce everything. This particular farmer is in remote areas where infrastructure is a challenge, lacks inputs, and more often is characterized by food insecurity, often runs short of food.
We've got a bad reputation as a country for being heavily dependent on tobacco. And a lot of organizations, international and local, don't fully understand the impact that the industry does have. And it's fine to castigate us or blacklist us, but what are the alternatives and who's doing something else?
With the anti-lobby campaign, which is gearing towards extincting growth of tobacco and let alone smoking, will seriously be a challenge for Malawi as an economy.
The laws which are being enacted by some of the countries which buy tobacco from Malawi limit the consumption of secondary tobacco products. So that is becoming as an impediment to Malawi farmers.
Malawi is the largest burley producer/exporter in the world. And what is happening, the trends we are seeing is a lot of the smoke-free devices are targeting the burley tobacco.
Because of the change of the climate, we are having a lot of challenges. But there is no alternative apart from farming. and we have to farm tobacco all the time so that we can have money to support the family.
The tobacco industry is facing a lot of challenges as of today, simply because worldwide there is talk that tobacco should go. It is causing problems.
A lot of smallholder farmers, unfortunately now, are just producing enough for them to eat as a family. You can't do it on your own. You need to belong to a cohesive group that can work together to give you the knowledge, to give you the access to markets, access to policies, and to have a voice.
The farmer is not part and parcel of the marketing process. He's just there to produce the crop, that's all.
We don't know what is happening. They just walk around, just moving like this. So we don't know what is happening. They should tell us what is happening there.
The farmer should have a say. But here in the tobacco industry, the farmer does not have a say.
For Malawi, it's important that we diversify with tobacco and not necessarily from tobacco.
The problem with the helping smallholder farmers is that most of the time those other crops do not have the same support that tobacco has had. Maybe the policy to support it, but maybe the infrastructure is not there to support it. There may be infrastructure to support it, but maybe most of the time it's markets that fail.
ive suzwa kuti nanga vangati haona ndiyeni kukweva isipo kuti sanga pundarama leka ndikulimbikira para kungiza ulimi unyaka wapadera para namakanza kuti wona yai kutirike nadi chikuru na kura kuphwanya mauje madora yakwana soya yora bwino ndona chakuti hapo
Kuvyalo hivyo kampani yafuma ku Japan. Japan kwenye kuko wakuti hona
cha
so ndio timuti ulimi ulu tililenge ipo tikananile mbeu yakuti tisinde tilili
wakuti timaina tivatovwira vavwire kumaintaini ndeka vatotaundi wakusuzika chomene
Waliose ndutapa wanasuze poli tambe kuphalana na umuti kulimira kumbotolepo kabisa nduti zikukwana yaye kutuka gule fetereza nayo ni suzoso ulu ndalama ulichi fama di mamufusa ulu wanda na muzota kuna chitindi Ewo dila mwandu
In Malawi, as of now, it's very difficult for a farmer to come and buy other farm inputs just because of the lead to the end, because there's no market for their goods. Our company is losing customers. Us as employees, we are affected because if you didn't sell, you can't get enough salary. That's it.
He is a farmer who wants to grow more. He has the potential, but again, the market is not there. So it really demoralizes even myself because the land is there, the skills are there, the resources are there, but really we need to find a way of helping the farmers.
It's one of the areas which maybe needs a lot of soul searching. What the best way of ensuring those farmers who are very committed to tobacco to get into other crops with the same zeal?
I think there's need for the processors and the markets really to understand that the majority of farming in Malawi is from the smallholder farmer.
So it's a problem because we are living not even on $1 a day. No, it doesn't reach that. People can stay from first of the month to the end of the month without having even a single penny in their pocket.
80% of the food in Malawi is produced by smallholder farmers. And yet these people, they lack inputs, they use horse. The fact that they use the hoe, there is a need now to look at mechanization.
The hoe can only dig up to maybe 6 inches of the topsoil. And because the farmers have been growing their crops over and over on this piece of land, and they continue to grow on this topsoil, which is 6 inches, they leave out the nutrients deeper than the 6 inches.
Monga ngati kuno kumudzi akati uyu ni mlimi ndikuti amenekera kuti pakhomo pake papezeke mbewu zonse 5: fodya, chimanga, sawa, soya, ndipo mbatata, ndipo ubwera sawa. Mbewu zimenezi zitapezeka pakhomo pa munthu amene ndiye kuti ndiye mlimi. Koma kungulima fodya yekha ndiye kuti sindiwe mlimi. Kungulima chimanga chokha zina zosalima sindiwe mlimi.
I don't think there's a single panacea that will solve our farmers' problems. It's fine and fair to say diversify, but into what? Who's going to provide the resources, the extension services, and ultimately the markets to link these growers in the middle of Africa, in the middle of Malawi, to the bigger customers.
We are the tigers! We are the tigers!
Since I was a child, I dreamed not to be a farmer. Yeah, because I know how hard it is. To be a farmer is very hard. You just earn a living. So I needed to help my parents and my relatives. So that's why I work hard in class, so that I graduated with a diploma, and then I joined the Malawi Defense Force.
The young people that are the majority of the population in Malawi between 15 and 49 do not want to be a smallholder farmer with a hand hoe cultivating in the field.
We know the bad side of tobacco, that people are still growing tobacco because there is no alternative crop to replace tobacco.
That new system should be a program that will end up helping the community and the families, not companies, as we do in tobacco farming. If we grow maize, we need to change our lives. We need to have a progress. It needs to help our lives to change.
When we encourage farmers to grow soybean, they benefit a lot. They sell, and they can also use in their homes. Soya is very nutritious. They can make porridge. They can make different food things. And the good thing is, we are taking into consideration about nutrition. We are talking about stunted growth among farmers' children.
What we need is an integrated solution. And it will not take one organization. It will not just take government. It's not just private sector or NGOs or farmer organizations. It will take integrated solutions where we should look at the whole value chain.
I'd like to see Malawi export more of processed products. At the moment, as a country, we actually, export tobacco and other commodities in raw form. By processing, we create jobs. By exporting processed products, we do maximize on the value of the export.
Well, this is one country in Africa that has never experienced war, be it civil strifes. It's the warm heart of Africa. When we say warm heart of Africa, it's about its people. Malawians are hospitable people. That makes it conducive for investors to come to Malawi, where we are saying all is not lost. The government is working around the clock to come up with alternative crops that will be as good, even better.
We are in our sunset years, and it is time to celebrate the past and embrace the future.
And that's why I'm excited that the Foundation for a Smoke-Free World is actually not going to work alone. They will bring all the partners, all the players, all the stakeholders together to be able to find transformative systems that bring those livelihoods to smallholder farmers.
Smoking is dangerous. So if we can stop farming tobacco, I think those who smoke will stop smoking because their life will be healthy.
Actually, in our family, we have decided to take life as it is. Face the challenges as it is at a group. If we have problems, we come together, discuss how do we tackle this problem. That's how we go about it.